Is the Acebeam TK16 the ultimate everyday carry flashlight? In my opinion, yep. It's a bit smaller, so that does limit the battery capacity because smaller flashlight means smaller battery, means less milliamp hours, but it also means it's taking up less real estate in your pocket, so it's a little less noticeable if you carry around a flashlight in your pocket all day, which if you're watching my videos, I'm guessing you do. It has a very nice feel for rear click engagement, which gets you into a rather familiar feeling user interface, containing modes all the way from moonlight to turbo and to strobe. Plus, they've recessed that rear tail switch to allow you to tail stand the flashlight, so that's a nice feature. It does have a little battery warning indicator in the way of the light flickering for you. It comes in a couple of different varieties. For around 50 to 60 bucks, you could get it in a black anodized aluminum body. The cost difference depends on which emitter you go with. They have a Luminus SST20 if you're looking for high CRI light output, and I believe it's 4,000 Kelvin, so it's a little bit on the warmer side. If you're looking for more of a flood, you could get the Cree XP-G3 option, and if you're looking for more of a throw, you could go with the Acebeam. They are all within about $10 of each other, and so if you don't really care about color accuracy, I would say go with the Acebeam. It's got 28,500 candela versus 6,250 of the Cree, and the Cree only has 500 more lumen at 1,800 versus 1,300, so I don't think you'll notice too much of a difference. That being said, the turbo mode for the SST20 is 1250, so that's why I went with the one I went with. And all of them is a 3 LED emitter head, so it's pretty nice. For a little bit more money, at around $80, you could get the copper-bodied TK16, which is pretty cool if you're looking for a copper flashlight. There's been rumors for a couple years of a titanium version, but it still hasn't come out, so I don't think we'll see it. I've seen a bunch of other lights from them, so I think the TK16 is done for variants. All of this I'll link below with some affiliate links. If you end up clicking on one of those links and buying something within the 24 hours after clicking it, even if it isn't the original link product, I end up getting a small kickback from that. So anybody and everybody who's done that so far, appreciate it beyond words. Thank you. I'm also going to link below to a 2-bay X-Tar lithium-ion charger. While the flashlight does come with a lithium-ion battery included, mine didn't have a USB port for charging, so if you don't already have a lithium-ion battery charger, this will just be something nice. And right now there's a 20% off discount, so it's $13.59 before tax, prime, so not a bad deal. It does also, beyond the battery, come with 2 extra O-rings, warranty card, user manual, and in a nice, relatively nice box. So as far as packaging goes, they get an A+ from me. Okay, we'll just give them the A. It's powered by the included lithium-ion IMR 16340, but it could also be charged by a CR123 battery. So if you're looking for a runtime, I would just carry an extra battery with me. It has an eco mode too if you want to lower the lumen output and gain some runtime, but again, just if you're me, buy an extra battery. It's not that big of a deal. And plus the X-Tar charger I'm linking to is a 2-bay, so just makes sense. If you're looking for something that has a little bit longer run times in the way of a larger battery, which will also have a corollary effect of giving you a better purchase on a larger flashlight, they have some bigger brother versions of the TK16, that is the TK17 and the TK18, and I'd recommend going with the 18 as that's their 18650 battery option, and it's again got a handful of emitter options, so if you're looking for throw output or high color accuracy, you've got your choice. So we're going to look at the stats real fast. On the supply battery, the 16340, it is a 1250 lumen output on turbo. It is a 450 on high. You're getting 45 minutes of turbo and an hour at high, and then it's got a moonlight mode of half a lumen for 6 days. It says you could drop it for a meter, which I'm not going to test that, and apparently you could put it under 2 meters of water. I'm also not going to test that, but I will take that to mean that if I bring it out in a torrential downpour, I shouldn't have to be worried about it. It's 66.5 millimeters tall, roughly just over 2.5 inches, and the head of the flashlight's 23 millimeters, which is just about an inch. So again, it fits in the pocket very easily, very small form factor. According to their spec sheet, it's 37.3 grams or 1.3 ounces without the battery. My cheap at-home kitchen scale says they're wrong, but just for relative comparison, it's 36.8 grams on that scale and 55 grams with the battery. So small size, small weight, relatively not even noticeable in your pocket. Let's take a look at some of the output of this light. Alright, we're going to be shooting from about 10 feet away from a matte black backdrop. It is in the middle of the day, so you will see a little bit of ambient light, so I will be, my arm will come into frame just a bit. Hopefully it's not too distracting. It is, the camera settings are aperture of f4, 1/60th of a second for shutter, and the ISO is at 800. I just want to we're going to cycle up from moonlight all the way to high and then jump into turbo and just see what that looks like on this backdrop. Alright, so this is moonlight mode. Hey, there I am. And we're just going to let it cycle up. And you don't really get to see it until it's on high. Medium starts to make a little bit of an impact on the backdrop, and we're going to go into turbo. And you could definitely see turbos filling up that 4.5 foot wide backdrop completely at 10 feet. So nice amount of spill. And I'll say that it's got a decent throw too. I don't really have much room in the apartment to test that, but it's take my word on it, it's got a decent throw. I've now swapped out the solid black backdrop, which you could still see it creeping in at the top of the frame a little bit, for a solid white backdrop. You can see it just a little bit lit up by the ambient light of the room, but I'm going to do the same test. Here we're at moonlight mode, and let's cycle up. Now you can definitely see low, medium, and high a lot better. It's going to blow out a little bit. And there's turbo. Yeah, that's blown out right there. I wanted to go to the solid white background because I wanted to show you kind of what the light looks like. Right up next to it, you can kind of start to see the colors. And it's got a little bit of a, I don't know, almost orange, but I'm going to say that's from the 4000 Kelvin. And it's kind of got a, I think they call it casting, but it's a little bit bluish, if anything. So that's kind of weird that there's this little bit of bluish right in here where my finger is. All in all, great flashlight. Would buy it again, and if they come out with a titanium version, I'm definitely going to grab that.